Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Wednesday Draw Ramble. Yeah, I thought I wasn't gonna be able to make it today, but here we are. I haven't forgot this. Don't worry. So there is a lot going on. Me planning a lot of different projects. Some for this channel, and then other ones for just like my regular daily life things. And so, before we get into the video, I wanna share you a little bit of what I've been doing. So, soon there is going to be a short of this. Basically, I have been circling profiles for subscribers because, well, I realize it's been a while since I have drawn the subscribers or commenters that have reached it in my channel. So I'm gonna make a special short that is gonna contribute to all of these amazing people for just, subscribing to the channel. And soon we're gonna do it with some of the commenters. You may think I don't know this, but I do, and it makes me so happy. Like, the coolest thing is that the person right here, Maggie Loves Pandas, she right after I posted my Michael Jackson short, and I look into my analytics, I noticed she made a remix or a collab video of her reacting to that. So I really appreciate that. I would have loved to say thank you to her, but her comments were turned off. So this is my way of saying thank you right now. Because honestly, I did not expect that. So it's always so nice to see like people just saying nice things or even just showing that they care about the things that I do. So there's that. And then the other thing is my project for the Professor Journal. So I have shown this in another video showing this, but I thought I should show you guys right now. So this is the cover. Basically, I tried to make it look very kind of old journal-like, so it has some rips in the covers. It has photos that are important to him, such as this is his baby, picture of his son, this is of his old lover, but he crossed it off. We do not talk about that lover. And then on this side, I decided to make different creatures, myths, cryptids, all of these things that are around. So that's the Windigo. This is supposed to be an angel wing. There's like fire to demonstrate like dragon's fire. This is a claw. This is the Loch Ness tail. Weeping angel, ghost, Medusa, unicorn, mermaid, and the chupacabra. And then I also put some like footprints. So like this is supposed to be like an animal footprint, but this one's supposed to demonstrate like the Bigfoot footprint. And then that's the manticore. And then this one is supposed to be like the opposite of the angel. So this is like a demon wing. And yeah, that is basically this. And then we go to here. Now this is what I've been working on a little bit. I decided I wanted to do a map. Although technically where the world is taken, it is taken in like present day Earth. So basically right now. But I still thought it would be a very interesting idea to make or to imagine that the professor will make like a custom map of like it's kind of hard to explain because I still need to figure it out. But basically, this is the map, and at first I had realized I made a mistake in it because I was working it in this position, which is upside down. So when I was gluing, I accidentally put the pieces technically upside down. But the more that I look at it, the more it kind of makes more sense for this world. Because the interesting thing of maps is that you're supposed to look at it in one way, and you're supposed to be able to recognize like the islands and such. But the more that I look at this, the more I realize that this can kind of make you think of different ways. It gives you a pretty cool perspective illusion. So like here, I saw this as like kind of like a mermaid or goddess creature. So it's like she's here, she's like pointing or like kind of holding the head. It kind of looks like a skull. And then this is supposed to be like the hair, this is supposed to be like a rock. But I noticed when I turn this way, then this looks like a creature. And then that looks like a heart. And then, so like as you keep turning, you keep finding like different views to look at it. And that kind of makes perfect sense when it comes to the professor and the world around it, because basically there's gonna be a lot of things where you have to but you have to look at a different point of view or a different perspective of things to either get the full picture or to get some idea of that the truth or the lie is not entirely what is said on paper. So the more that I thought about it, the more I noticed it was more of like a happy accident. And yeah, so there's gonna be that. And then soon we're gonna make a ton of shorts, either shorts or like short video. I'm still deciding, but basically I'm gonna make the sketch of the creature that the professor sees. We're gonna watercolor it to make it look old, and it's just gonna be like little lore for you guys to not only get to understand more about the creatures along with me, the myths, the cryptids, the unknown things, but it also gives me a chance to practice doing journal world building, which is basically how people help with their stories, like connect to their stories, understand more of the character, and understanding the world that they are trying to build. And so I am very excited to do this. And then the other thing I am thinking of doing is that around the edges of these, do you think we should do like a spread painted border? I know it might be a little bit too much, but hear me out. I feel like it would be such a cool idea. I mean, it would be very unique. And if you don't think that is gonna need it, well, I'm probably still gonna do it anyway. So, sucks on you. Heh. Anyway, so those are the updates of that. Now, let's get to the project that mostly you guys are actually here for. So, let's go to the character we're drawing today. Alright, so the character we're drawing today is Harry P. Stevens. Yeah, I need to change the last name. But basically, if you can guess, Harry P. and then with the lightning, that basically makes you think, oh, this is a Harry Potter character. That is exactly what this is. Well, sorta. So, then you might be wondering, so he's experimented, right? Nope, not experimented. Oh, well then he has to be, I'm trying, remember. Oh, so he's like the captive wizard, or, yeah, captive wizard. Nope, not that either. And then you must be like, what? But, huh? Well, my dear, dear, dear viewers, I had created Harry. Well, I haven't created him, but I created this version of Harry for interesting reasons. So, basically how my characters were created, they're heavily inspired by gacha OCs. You heard me right, gacha OCs. Let me explain. The reason why is because growing up, I have seen so many videos of like gacha videos. And so basically I have always taken a lot of inspiration for those kinds of things. That is why I have like an Afton NU, because of the gacha community. But for Harry, I also took it from a creator's idea, because there was a thing going on that I watched this one gacha creator, I forgot her name, but she created the Golden Family, which basically had Harry Potter, Michael Afton, Marinette Dupenchain from Miraculous Ladybug, some of her own characters. I think Deku from My Hero Academia, and then there was also Naruto there too. And so basically, I took some inspiration from that, but I knew I wanted, with the story and the world that I have, I knew I wanted to do something different with him, because I don't want to copy the character that is from the Harry Potter franchise, nor do I want to take things that are from other gacha creators too. Like, I want to make him feel unique. I want him to feel different from others. So one day I was looking into like Harry Potter worlds, and then I came up with this one world where basically Harry is a world where magic doesn't exist. And I got curious of it, and so basically it's like a swap world where instead of Harry Potter and the rest of the characters are being influenced with magic, they're being influenced by technology. And I really like this idea, because something that always interests me is how we always, when we think about people with magic, the common opposite for it is mainly how technology would be the replacement for it. Mainly because of like how technology kind of acts like magic, and how like it could create things without having to use like any magical artifacts and such, more with science. And that is something that always interests me. And so basically, in this world, Harry would be a hacker. Because, you know, we need a hacker character within this world. It just makes sense. And so you're probably like, oh, so he's not a wizard. I didn't say that. And you might probably wondering, what do you mean? He can't be a hacker and a wizard at the same time. Oh ho ho, but yes he can. Because from another gotcha creator, I forgot, I don't remember the names, but you probably will know what I'm talking about if you have watched these certain things. But there was this one reaction video that I saw in a gotcha video where basically they made Harry, after he defeated Dumbledore, go back in time to become a teacher in the past. And basically, because of that, he becomes a teacher in the past, but he keeps an eye on Tom Riddle. If you don't know Harry Potter, this is gonna be a little bit of a spoiler, but basically Tom Riddle then becomes Voldemort, which is the big bad guy of the franchise. And you know, that really interested me because I was like, okay, that's a pretty cool idea. And then I thought and I pondered and I was like, well, what if I made Harry use, because he uses Hermione's, I think it's called a time turner. Basically, it's a necklace that has an hourglass and it can like take you back in time. But I had wondered, what if instead of that taking Harry back in time, what if it took him further into the future? Now this is where you can criticize me, but this is my world and I don't care what you all say. But basically the idea is that what if Harry traveled to the future while he tried to go back to time, go back to the past, and then learns that in the world, because the idea is that his world exists, but basically the movies also will exist. So basically it's like he came to the present to learn that the truth of wizards and witches were revealed to the world, but as like a fantasy story, such as in the movies where. And I thought that would be a pretty good idea to do. Oh my, we're gonna have to make his glasses. One thing that I struggle with in art is that I have a little bit of a hard time doing glasses, which is funny because for my character, that is me, I wear glasses. But I always try to draw characters to not have it, only because I have a little bit of struggle trying to figure out how I want the glasses to look. Like, you see, this looks a little weird, but you know, my hands still are like boxes with rectangles, so we will get there. one day where we just feel comfortable enough to draw it. Okay. Sorry, that was Lego Master. I'm really not liking this. You see what I mean? I'm not good with glasses, y'all. So give me time. Also not good with like side portfolios. I mean, this looks like it's supposed to be like a slide portfolio where it's like he's looking this way, but his nose is supposed to be like kind of right there. And then we have that, so then that should be there, and then something like that. Aha! You see? You see? We just needed to figure out the thing, and then we get there. Should I? Does that look a little bit weird? Let's just keep it like that. And basically for now, let's just make them like sunglasses. But yeah, that is basically the main concept of the world. We're also gonna put the lightning bolt there. So probably the other question would be, so if that's the case, how is he part of the unfortunates? Well, excellent question. So basically, Harry is becomes one of the few characters in the franchise where he actually sorry, I just need to fix this arm. Where he is actually not an experiment. He's one of the characters that actually is a little bit part of the inside of it. So basically he was hired by Tony, who hired him as like I want to say as a I'm trying to find the word. As a My brain does not want to think today. Sorry. But as an intern, that's what I was thinking about. I don't know why that took so long to think that. But basically he becomes a no, that's not your smile, dear. Basically he becomes a intern for Tony, and also works aside of being a scientist. And you might be wondering, what is this over here? It's supposed to be a Apple laptop, because he's supposed to be associated a lot with computers and such. So there's that. But yeah, so basically he works as that. And technically he is the last person of the group that knows us and is part of the members of the unfortunates. So basically, right after we have Harry, that kind of leads to the story of basically us escaping Tony. So basically, Reaper, Addie, me, Lizzie, and Skylar are the 5 most successful experiments that Tony has. And this, but soon we were able to escape from his crutches. However, because of this has further led Tony to try to do more experiments on other people. And so after that, that basically leads to the story of us, the unfortunates, trying to stop Tony and protect all of the kids and experiments that were forced under his palm. So basically that is the concept. And so basically what I'm trying to draw here, because I wanted to make a drawing where it shows him probably working for Tony. And then over here, when I finish these pants. Okay. What do we think? It looks a little... Okay. So how is everyone doing today? Everyone enjoying their break so far? Or for some of us, have you guys enjoyed your break, since we're all gonna be going back to regular schedules? Unless you're in the other parts of the world that you either were already, or you are on break, you know. It's very interesting because the thing is that the other reason why I know things of Harry Potter is actually because of my mom. They are a pretty big fan of the series. Which question for you all. If you guys are Harry Potter heads, is that the term? I don't know if that term is being used still. But if you are, how do you feel of the new series that is coming out? Do you feel excited for it? Do you feel a little scared for it? Like, how do you feel? Be honest. But yeah, and basically over here is supposed to be like where Harry goes and basically is doing hacking here. So this is supposed to be like, this is the base. I haven't gone to like drawing details yet. But this video is already taking a while, so I think this is a great point to stop. If you want, I don't think I will make a part 2 for it, just because there isn't a lot to
talk about this character, but if you want to see a video of it, I might try to make a short for it. But yeah, so after this character, we only have one left. And then that's it. We're basically done. I can't believe we made it this far. So, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like, subscribe to keep updated, and comment if you want to see any other different type of like draw ramble videos. I've been thinking for the unfortunate, not the unfortunates, the myths have truth to do the drawing of Nessie, and yeah. So I will see you next time. Bye.